Hi, this is DIY Homebrew. My name is Jay, and today I'm going to talk to you about what kind of bottles you should use for your beer. So, that is dinner, but this is one of the bottles I use for my beer, and this is another one. This one is from Flensburger. That's the name of a German beer that's available in some markets. You can find it at World Market or order it from there. And some of your local beer stores might carry these as well. They're nice, they're reusable. You can actually have a flip top cap here and lock it down. Has a good seal. Now, these are about 4 for $12. They're not cheap, but you can get these metal lids for, I think it's 10 or so for $10 on Amazon and other stores where they sell beer supplies. And the gaskets, now the gasket on this one doesn't come off, but gaskets like this for the lids that you buy that replace on this are like 100 for $10. They're super cheap, and the gaskets do need to be replaced periodically, but we're talking once every, year or so maybe. It just depends on how much you bottle and how much you use it. The less bottles you have, the more you have to recycle them, and the more likely you are to replace stuff. And this one's from Amazon. It's called Yaboda. And this is my first round with it, actually. It's a 12. Both of these are 11 or 12 ounce bottles. I prefer those. You can find the swing top caps. That's what these are. You can find the swing top caps on Amazon, like I said, $22 for 9 of these. $12 for 4. Now, regular beer bottles may be cheaper, but you will always buy new caps. The plastic bottles aren't ideal, but really anything that can hold a carbonated beverage is okay to use in your beer as far as keeping the CO2 locked in while it conditions and while it ages. And I just prefer these. The initial investment is a little high, but after that, maybe 10 of these for $10, 10 of the caps, the metal, the whole thing, and those barely need to be replaced. And then the gaskets are like 100 of them for $10. We're talking pennies at a time, and the gaskets on those other ones are removable. I just don't have one right here that's not filled and not taken up. Regular beer bottles, cheap, gonna keep reusing them. Sometimes those bottle cappers that you use to squeeze down the traditional bottle cap, those I've seen break the bottles. They can be rather temperamental. You want to make sure you find a good bottle, and you can get these swing top guys in 16 ounce and 20 something ounce as well. The 12s are kind of rare, but I like them, and they're more like my normal beer size. And since this is basically all I drink now when it comes to beer, I wanted to get my serving size just about right. I'm not a big guy, so I don't need a ton of beer at any one time. Now, if you want to use plastic bottles, like an old Coke bottle, the pop kind with the soda for those non-Michiganders, that have the screw top lid, that's totally fine. But when you use a 2-liter, as you know, when you drink a soda, it goes flat the more times you open it. Same thing happens with a beer. So it's probably better to stick with the 20 ounce or the 16s if you can find those for your Coke or Pepsi bottles. And then, of course, it's preferred to have amber, green, or blue bottles. These help keep sunlight out, but at any rate, you want to keep your bottles put away from direct sunlight. Direct sunlight hurts beer during the fermentation process, the conditioning process, all stages of the process, and you just want to keep it as good as you can before it goes in here. The best part, right? Well, maybe not on me, but the best part is drinking it. Or maybe making it, I don't know. Anyway, this is what I do. Some people keg. For beginner beer brewers, kegging really usually isn't an option. It's a money issue, It's finding CO2 to pump in there. So yeah, I go with those bottles, and I do have some plastic bottles as my backup as overflow in case I estimated my output incorrectly and I need a little more to put in there. But those are 24-ounce plastic bottles, and they are amber in color. And that's basically it. But that's why you want to use amber. You want to keep sunlight out, and this is just my suggestion. In the long term, you're going to save a lot more money not having to replace plastic bottles, and you're not going to have to, probably not going to have to replace as many of the traditional beer bottles that require the capper to squeeze on there in the long run. So yeah, that's pretty much that. Remember, as always, like, share, subscribe, DIY Homebrew. My name is Jay. Have a good one. Have a good one. Less beer next time.